So a part of this class is learning how to work as a scientist. It's the professional practice of scientists not to work by themselves. We work in groups. The problems that we encounter are just too complicated for the firepower, the intellectual firepower of one person to be able to make progress. So what we're going to have you do in this course, and it will help you understand the physics. It will help you work through problems the way physicists do, the way professional physicists do. The social homework site, you'll have information in the syllabus about how to get on that site. You've been assigned to a group. The groups mainly have 4 members. Sometimes they've got 5. Every person in your group has got a role to play. So some of you have been designated as directors this week. These roles are going to cycle from one role to the next throughout the semester, so everyone's going to get a chance to do everything. The director has got the main responsibility to get the problem done, to fulfill the research contract. You've got deliverables, which are solutions to homework problems. Your solution to a homework problem is going to be made available to the rest of the class, so the better you do on that, the better everyone else in the class will go. The director is responsible for making sure that happens. You decide the overall direction for the entire project. This is nothing involving equations or symbols. It's basically all words. What are the ideas that are the problem's about? What in the statement of the problem do we know about this problem? What's known, what's given, and what's unknown? And what's unknown? What has not been stated in the problem? And most importantly, what is it that the problem is being asked for? How do you know you're done? How do you know you have an answer? The director's the one that gives the direction to the entire research project. The next member is the inquirer, the investigator. Either of those, I. The investigator is responsible for gathering information that is not stated in the problem. So looking up equations in the book, determining some quantity from Wikipedia, say what's the mass of an electron. The inquiry person is the one who gathers all the information together and takes the plan, the direction that the director has stated, and takes all those words, makes a sketch, and that sketch has got to be detailed enough so that every concept that the director says we're using becomes one equation. An equation is a sentence, a logical sentence among symbols that will help you that'll help you solve the problem. This is the analysis section. You're taking the problem and dividing it up into individual statements that have to be true. And you know that this role is done correctly when the number of equations that you have generated is the same as the number of unknowns that the director has stated. When you know that the number of equations are the number of unknowns, at least there is going to be a solution. And then the inquirer can hand it off to the executive, the one who does the work. This is synthesizing the separate statements of the inquirer to make a single statement that involves all the statements all together at once. Now, you've done this before. You've done this lots. This is what you experience math and science courses to be. This is all of the mathematics. And you find the target quantity. And the director put a little circle around the target to remind everyone what the target is. The executor should put a little box around the answer. You're familiar with doing that. You put a box around the answer that you got. And now that is about that's an answer. So you've got a statement of a problem I give you. You've turned it into a problem that can be solved, and you have a solution. But you do not have you got an answer. You do not have a solution until the last person has taken a look at everything. That is the skeptical review. This is the highest level of intellectual engagement that you can have in a physics problem, and in any problem, really. Not just, here's an answer, but is this answer right? Is it answering the question? Is there anything that's unknown left in the answer? Now, the way that I want you to do this, so basically, are you right? You have to check the physical units of the answer. If I'm asking for a distance, is your answer some number of meters? Is it some number of inches, or is it some number of seconds? If the units don't match, then you don't have the right answer. You also check the behavior of the answer. Is your answer correct in all of the extreme limits, the simplifying limits that you can give it to? So there's independent checks, and we'll do this throughout the semester, doing examples. One very last thing that's very important is there are no unknowns left in the answer. And if you pass all of those checks, you can't say you got the right answer. What you can say is, I've checked it, I'm skeptical of it, but I've checked it and I've done as well as I can. And now here is not just an answer. This whole thing is a solution. And that is what we're looking for in this class, a solution to a physical problem. Now, the way it's going to work exactly this way in the social homework. In every problem that you're given, the director will have to put these statements into a little spot on the thread. The inquiry person is going to have to put his work in a message on the thread. The executor puts theirs, and the skeptical review puts theirs. Once all of that is together, the director takes the best of each one of those sections. So there's going to be a working thread for each one of you that's established in Social Homework 1, Social Homework 2, etc. throughout the semester. The director takes your final solution, all 4 parts, and makes it available in the Showcase library. The Showcase is where you are reporting your work for everyone in the class to see. What you're going to be assigned are individual web-assigned problems. So everyone is going to be working web-assigned problems. If your group is assigned to a problem that lots of people need help with, you will be helping them. On the exam, on exam 1 and exam 2 as well, 25% of your grade is going to come from how well the director section is done. And I'll give you examples about how director is done in class. Every problem that I do is going to be done with this format. 25% is going to come from how the inquiry section works, 25% from executive, and 25% from the review. So in the end, if all you can do, if the only thing you can do, you see a problem, you know the answer, you know it's right, and the thing you do is say, I just wrote my answer. I know what my answer is. That's my answer. You're going to get exactly 25% the course credit for that exam. So knowing the answer, getting the answer, is not the most important part of this. The first 2 steps are to get you to a spot where you even have an answer. And the last spot is checking. Is this answer reasonable? Is it right? And that is the thing, more than anything, that a good engineer, a good scientist learns in their career. You can't just hand someone a product and say, sure, make it, deliver it. Let's invest $50 million in making these units. Unless it's been checked. This is the quality control. You need a product, and you need to have checked it. So that is what the social homework is about, and that is how you'll be using it in this class.